etc. So this is introduce yourself, please.
Oh, kia ora. So my name is Auriole Ruka, and I work at Te Punamarama Trust. I'm actually the business development manager for the Innonative business space, and been here in Whangarei for a long time. But happy to say I live in Whangarei, love Whangarei, but also born in Kaikoura up north, so a real Northlander and lots of history in Northland.
How did you? Sorry. Just had to close the door. Had some background noise there. Sorry about that, guys. So tell us about how you got involved with Innonative Markets or in your place there.
Sure. So one of the things last year is I started working for He Punamarama Trust, and for some people who may not know what He Punamarama Trust is, so just a little bit about the trust is people might know around the Mokopuna Early Childhood Centres. We've got 5, and it's a focus on prosperous whānau, early childhood, and learning about our reo and learning about our identity. And then the trust opened a kura or a school. That school, Te Kāpehu Whetū, is based on Lower Dean Street.
Okay.
So a very different education in that it was focused around the 28th Māori Battalion and really thinking about teaching our young men and women about the rights to citizenship, what the 28th Māori Battalion sacrificed for, because a lot of our young people are descended from there. Why I share that information about Te Punamarama Trust is that part of the development of education and prosperous families, being part of a community, was looking at where these young people might go, what they might do, and part of what we can see is self-employment has become really important for our young people. So we've had young people that have left to go and graduate, but then they come home and they want to work at home, but they don't want to work in a 9-to-5 job. So the Innonative Market, the inaugural first time ever was in 2017, and that was about highlighting, showcasing Māori businesses. And on social media, if you just go online and you look at all the different products, all the different services, there's so much happening now. Because one, I think it's because a lot of people can build their businesses and enterprises online at home. And, it's proven people can make an income where they don't actually have to live in a city and be busy all the time. And, they can live off their land and have a really good quality life. And the Innonative Market last year was an opportunity. We wanted to build collaboration across those networks, particularly across Northland. And we wanted also to see what were some of the key sectors and industries that we were involved in. And, since that Innonative Market, my role then was to support the trust to manage the event, build those networks, and then look at the research that's been happening across the country around business development. What we've seen a lot of, and what we know, is there's a lot of growth in the tourism industry. Digitech is huge. I mean, we've got some young, talented people who are doing things, that I guess my generation wouldn't even have thought about as traditional business. Now there's lots of things happening, and I think it's, we've got people who are doing things like social media, graphic content, art. Art has always been a strong part of expression for our communities, but now you can do all sorts of things digitally, and so we've been able now, since the Innonative Market, build a business base down Lower Dean Street as part of that Hihiaua Peninsula, and work with collectives of groups of people in the digital area, mainly our young Māori men we're seeing come through that we're working through. Our tourism, our digital tourism platforms, and also, you know, we're seeing a lot come through around organics, food.
What do you mean by organic? Do you mean like actual vegetables and growth?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I guess a big question now for Māori who want to live on their own land is how we can work collaboratively. To use that land in a way that can, I guess, you know, when we talk organics, we know there's successful honey developments up north. Taitokerau Honey are doing really well as a whānau-based enterprise.
I mean, world class.
Exactly, exactly, you know, and they're just that whānau that made the best of their land and worked together and did their homework, and so we know anyone can do it.
Exactly.
And organics, you know, we're talking to people who are looking for organic kumara, organic potatoes. You know, we talk about the different types of vegetables that our ancestors grew a long time ago.
So, I'm growing peru.
Exactly.
You know, and and I've always been excited about the little purple potato as a chef. I'm like, this is what I want to have in every meal. And you're right. I mean, you don't need so much. You can just have an idea and run with that. And that's what I think. This is what amazes me about this. Oh, and you've also got fashion.
Yes. Well, tonight we've got a big event because last year we did the Innonative Market, and because of the year we spent working with a whole range of businesses, running programs that are tailor-made, getting the right mentors in. We've evolved, and so part of that evolution has been fashion. We've always been great at fashion. I mean, New Zealand is known for its innovation. But you know, for us, it's like supporting our emerging designers who now they're really conscious about the impacts on environment. So what we're seeing now is like we've got emerging designers who are recycling, who are making conscious choices about ecosystems, and you know, most of our designers, they go into op shops, they're buying bolts of cloth. You know, they're doing some really cool things. Minnie Maid is one of our original innovative, like, I guess, emerging designers, and she's just graduating with her Bachelor of Fashion coming out of AUT, but she's coming home.
Excellent.
You know, she's coming home and she's showcasing tonight. So the Moko Fashion event sold out in 2 weeks. And, you know, we were surprised at how quickly it sold out, to be really honest. We thought, okay, what we'll do is we're not just about fashion, we're also about, we've got contemporary dance. We've got our own musos. We've got art installations from Creative Northland. So, again, representing a collaboration in a different way. And we're having it down at Maumahara, which is one of the sheds that was redesigned for a school. And so it's a really cool sort
What's the address there?
The address is 46 Herakino Street. So what our school is located all around the corner of the Lower Dent Street, and the Innonative Business Space is at 187.
This is by Rayburn House.
Yes. So the Moko Fashion event, we've got top designers, Shona Tafiao, Nicola Tikiri, and then we've got our own like Kohi Woodman from Hawaii, Minnie May from here, and we've got a men's streetwear collective just from our from our own talent.
Okay, we're going to take a break for a song and give Auriole a bit of water. So this is 11:57 by Aluminum P. We'll be right back, guys, on Malfunction's Geek Out show. So I've got Auriole Ruka from Innonative Market here at Hihiaua. Tell us more about yourself.
Sure. I guess, you know, one of the things about being entrepreneurial and supporting that is that we run our own business. as a family. And so a little bit about ourselves is like we understand that, we want our own autonomy. And so part of my background was in business. I studied business, actually at Polytech, at North Tech.
Yeah.
And then, and then carried on my studies and just went down to Auckland and worked in Auckland for 7 years. I commuted and came home last year.
Yeah.
And, working in Auckland sort of gives you an idea of some of the possibilities because there's such a diverse community there. And it was great to be down in Auckland and to be part of the different communities and see a lot of how we can work differently. And so I came home with the skills I had. Part of what I did was a lot of community development work, working on projects, building housing projects, had lots of success in building houses with people and have established a trust. I came home with thinking, what can I do with the skills that I had learned around project and communities and diverse communities? I was luckily enough, because it's hard to get work in whangarei. Luckily, I through my contacts and whānau, I was sat down with Rowan Tipene, the chief executive, and she was looking at how we could transform, I guess our conversations about, waiting for claims and thing, and and was very business savvy, worked in Queensland herself, doing housing and lots of different projects. And she was noticing a lot of whānau, and actually a lot of people were coming in and talking to her about how can we grow economically, how can we grow these things. So I was lucky to get a job with them. I guess just talking about family, we've raised adult sons here in whangarei. They both, one works in the community and the other is, he lives and breathes for Wakaama. So as a family, we've done a lot of travelling, and we established our business, Common Grounds Fitness, last year. And one of those things, though, when you're actually building a business, you start to understand what you need to do, how you can use other people's experiences to grow your business, why you do what you do. And so that's a little bit about me, and just a commitment really to, I guess, creating really great communities for our kids, for our tamariki.
I think here at Whangarei we have an amazing opportunity because we're smaller.
That's right.
And so you can just walk down the road and meet someone.
That's right.
And I notice that every time I'm over anywhere else, if I'm in Auckland, if I'm on the street, nobody knows me. But if I'm down here, maybe I'll meet someone. And, one day I'll have about 4 people come up to me. But, I try to hide myself from, everything else. But the amazing thing is, you're right, there's so many skills here. And there's a lot more people coming home again because it's too expensive to live in Auckland. But it's cheaper here. But even though it's cheaper, you can do so much more. There's so much more opportunities. So have you found that, like, with Common Grounds, and also in this, with Innonative Markets, was it hard putting it all together with all the different talents? Because I've noticed there's a lot of different talents in there.
I think there is a change in people's thinking. I think that being now in a small community is an advantage, whereas it used to be, you've got to go to the big city, you've got to go overseas to be a success. We're not saying we shouldn't do that, because it opens up our eyes for our young people globally about what's possible. But what we are saying is that communities like whangarei, there's lots of possibilities and opportunities now. And people are understanding that that competitive model actually doesn't work anymore. You have to be able to collaborate and work together. And yes, it's been helpful making connections. We've had some great partnerships and support. And it's not just Māori communities. I have to say we've had great support from partners. And that is meaning we are agile and able to think about technologies and able to bring our own sort of personal touch to all of those things, you know. So yeah, that's it's good, and whāngarei is growing.
It is. I mean, I just think that next year is going to be a booming year for us, and I mean, with everything that I'm doing as well as my own side, but I'm looking at everybody else's, and I'm just so impressed with everything that's going on. I mean, with this one, you know, this is the second year for Innovative Markets, but out of it will grow all this other. Everybody will see it. All the youngins will see it, and they go, "Well, they can do that. Well, I can do that as well. You know, I can try drawing something at home and maybe put on a T-shirt, or I can, you know, draw some, you know, a top, and we can make it into actual top." And so, you know, and also seeing somebody do a game or getting on stage, and I think when people are able to visualize something, when they see it up there, it gives them a passion to carry on doing that. And I think with this, that's why I'm so excited about this, is that it'll give our young something to look forward to.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, the students that go to Te Kāpihu Whitu, they're having all of these things happening around them, and you can see them taking it all in.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of us, when we were younger, school was a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, but now they're seeing us. They're seeing businesses come. We've had gatherings for Indigenous cultures there. They've gotten the chance to welcome them and hear the conversations about being Indigenous.
Yeah.
So they're getting a different education. And so for those young people, you know, one day they'll appreciate that.
Yeah. It'll all come back. I've noticed it in my own life. It's like, oh man, you went and did all this stuff, and it's like, wait, that guy wants me to do this now. I remember that.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right, exactly.
You know, it's like, it doesn't matter how long ago. I mean, I watched my friend do gyp stopping one day, and I was like, now I know how to gyp stop it.
Well, you know, that's the other thing. I mean, we're seeing that you can learn anything online.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we've had our young men and women learning to design websites, design promotional material, you know, which might have taken someone a year to learn. Now they can learn by doing it. Yeah. And then if they're not sure, you just Google it.
Exactly.
So, you know, we're finding our young people can do that. I mean, for me, I have to be honest, I sit there and I go, oh, you know, all the amounts of choices around how to do things can be, okay, that's not me. But with the mix of the old school sort of business enterprise, and then our young ones who know how to, you know, just cut through and find a solution and do that within a few weeks. It's an amazing combination.
I mean, in the old days, we get limited by, there's a book.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And there's a movie, that's it. If there was a movie on it. But there's a book, and that's all you had. I mean, I'm 45, so, you know, when we were at school, we were like, go to the library.
Yeah.
And now it's like, go to the world.
That's right, exactly.
You know, the world's there.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what our young people are telling us, even our young ones, you know, who are 5, 6, 7, they're YouTubing, they're creating their own videos, and they're creating their own following. Now, you know, I used to be cynical, that was the old school, and I used to be cynical, like, oh, you know, it's good to read a book. Yeah. But that doesn't mean they don't.
Exactly.
That just means they're using a whole lot of different mediums to find a solution.
Yeah. And, I mean, you can read a book on a mobile phone.
That's right.
Exactly. You know, so, I mean, you can have a comic book in your hand, or you can have it on your mobile phone. Yeah. There is no stopping to what technology can do for us. And I think that's, for something like Innovative Market, it is an amazing opportunity globally to actually make an income for everyone around you, not just for yourself, but everyone around you, because everybody has a little bit of skill on something else. Exactly. And I think that's the greatness of something like this.
Yeah, and you know, all ideas are good ideas. I mean, they're great. They're really good ideas, and I see some ideas, and I go, "Wow!" Yeah. You know, and then you see it, as you say, become the physical, tangible manifestation of it, and it just goes boom, and then suddenly someone else will come in. Yeah. Think of another adaptation of it, and then something else comes out of it. So, you know, we know on Saturday And we're really keen, you know, that people come and they do spend money with the stores there. We don't actually make money. The Innonative business space, and it's all koha, because we just want to keep creating the platforms. Our gain is building those strength and those networks.
I mean, network's the most important thing. Because there's, at the end of the day, you don't know who's going to come, but down the line, they might be helpful.
That's right.
And I think that's what's happening with everything that I've been involved in. It's like, you know, I might not need you right now. You might not need me right now. But maybe a couple of months, maybe a year from now, I have an idea might pop in that you might have experienced with. And I think this is what's great about a smaller place like Whangarei, because you can.
It's easier.
It's so much easier.
It's easier. It's much easier. You know, there's not the barriers of city traffic. You know, I came up to you, popped up here in 5-10 minutes. That, you know, you just couldn't do that.
This far, you'd probably be about half an hour.
That's right, at least. And so, and it is cool to be able to do that. And then finish a working day and then go to the beach. Or walk around the park. Or, you know,
go up to Manaia.
That's right.
You know, it's just it's Oparahaki. It's just all here. And I think that's what people don't realise, is that 20 minutes to the beach, or half an hour to the beach, or wherever, or not even that. You know, we have a wharf. You know, or a harbour, you know, and so you can just go for a walk around the beach. I mean, along the walkway. You know?
And a lot of people, it isn't actually about money. I know some people, it is important to make money to sustain their lifestyle, but it isn't actually about money. For some people, it is actually about being able to help others, being able to share their advice and information and research, and then being able to think and work together when a really good idea comes. So anyway, I've talked enough. I've talked enough.
So this is happening this Saturday.
Yes.
And it's Saturday. It's 10 o'clock till 3 p.m. I'm going to be there around about 2 o'clock because I got the shop opening at 12, or I'll be earlier there. But hey guys, make sure you're there. Like I always say, if there's anything happening, get out there and support it, because if you don't support it, then it won't happen next time. Or it'll be a harder struggle to try to happen again. So get out there, support this, and it's by Raven House Lane, Hihiaua Precinct, 10 o'clock till 3 p.m. and it's free. So just, you know, it's a free public event. Koha, buy stuff. All right, just keep spending money and buy stuff.
That's right. Support our local economy.
Exactly.
Grow our own.
Thank you so much, Auriole, and I appreciate it. And I think I'm going to cut off there. My other guests haven't arrived, so we're going to finish off there early. I have meetings this afternoon and evening. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone. And also Maggie Buxton. Thank you. So this has been Malfunction with the Geek Out session every week here at 2 o'clock till 4:30. Today it's only 4 o'clock. So check us out on beagleradio.co.nz. If you missed out on any of our podcasts, there's so many amazing things happening here. If you would like to get in contact with the station manager, you can do that through info@beagleradio.co.nz. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, everyone that's watching on Facebook.